Welcome into South Florida Daily. We are so excited because we are on Juno Beach.
We are. I love being at the beach.
So nice, the breeze, the blue
We're not
water.
really dressed for the beach yet.
That's true. We were busy making other segments that you'll see later today on the show, and not in beach attire.
Not in beach attire, but we had to stop by. Sometimes just looking at the water, feeling that breeze.
Just makes you feel better.
We're so lucky to live here.
Absolutely.
Truly.
And we can't wait to show you all the fun things to see and do around this area. We have a great show.
We do. We have a packed show for you today, so let's go ahead and dive into all of the fun. Welcome into South Florida Daily. If you love sweet treats, listen up because we are about to introduce you to a delicious cookie brand that you have to try here in South Florida. I'm with Caroline McGinley. She is with La Granguita Cookies. I said that okay?
Yes.
La Granguita. Caroline, tell me, when did this brand start? How did you get started in the cookie business?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Never planned on starting my own business, and I actually moved down to South America, all the way down to Uruguay, so super far south, to teach English. And my second year there, I actually was selling my cookies, all original recipes, just out of my apartment. Got super obsessed. It was mainly just like a social media business, so I got orders through Instagram. So what I was doing when I was still in Montevideo, I was making all of the dough and then freezing them. So whenever I got an order, I would just take the dough ball out of the freezer, pop it in the oven, and then my customer would have a fresh baked cookie. But around like April of 2020, one of my friends came over. I ended up taking one of my frozen dough balls and I put it in a Ziploc bag and took a Sharpie and wrote the directions on it. And she took it home, popped it in her freezer, and a couple weeks later, she called me and she's like, Caroline, I'm in my pajamas, I'm watching a movie, my house smells like fresh baked cookies, this is amazing. And that's when the idea of like selling the frozen dough instead of the fresh baked cookies came about, and I just started researching like, how do you start a business? Like Googling.
You got on the Google.
Yeah.
Got on the Google and figured it out.
So I read a blog that Whole Foods like buys from small suppliers, and you could sell to just one Whole Foods. And so I was like, that's a great way to just kind of get your foot in the door. So immediately I made my goal, sell to Whole Foods.
Tell me about the cookies. What's your best seller? What do people really gravitate toward?
It's so funny actually because my brand is like oversized stuffed cookies, but my best seller is the only one that does not have a filling, which is classic chocolate chip, the brown butter.
Okay.
And then my second best, which is, it's like a close second, is the churro. So it's cinnamon sugar with stuffed with dulce de leche. And they come in pre-formed dough balls like this.
Okay.
So it's already stuffed for you, and you just take it right from the freezer, pop it in the oven, and then the bags are resealable. So you can bake just one or two at a time, keep the rest in the freezer for whenever you feel like. And I don't use preservatives, but the freezer's a natural preservative, so they actually last for up to a year, just naturally.
Okay, talking about the nostalgic flavors, I noticed you have one here. This is the jammy?
Yes.
Is this peanut butter and jelly?
So it's actually not peanut butter. All of my cookies are nut-free.
Good to know. Glad I said that.
And
Okay.
I did that on purpose because a lot of cookie doughs in supermarkets are made in like the factories that contain nuts. So a lot of people that have allergies can't
eat them.
Exactly. So it was a way to differentiate myself. And I am a big peanut butter person, but the jammy is actually my favorite.
Okay, so what's in the jammy?
So it's mixed berry jam,
Okay.
and it's a vanilla dough. So it's not like, if I'm a chocolate person, so I think if I didn't know my cookies at all, I would go for chocolate. But this one, it's similar to like a Linzer cookie, a similar flavor profile.
Yum.
Yeah.
I love a Windsor cookie. Okay, vanilla dough with berry jam.
And it just tastes like something your grandma would make.
Okay,
like,
so we've
super
got
comforting.
churro, we've got the jammy, we've got chocolate souffle. Is this like a double chocolate?
It's so chocolatey.
Chocolate dough stuffed with dark chocolate souffle filling.
Yes.
Love that. So if you're a chocolate lover, that's probably the one you want to go for. So people can start buying these in Whole Foods in South Florida when?
They're gonna start to roll out in April.
Okay.
So right around the corner.
Okay, Caroline, congratulations. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in today. Can't wait to try these. So soft.
Oh, I love with like a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
So it seems a botanical garden really is a lot more than just a pretty face. I've been noticing all of the signs around that really talk about the specific botanical name for each plant.
Yes, we're in the midst of our Garden of Well-Being. And botanical gardens play a central role in meeting human needs, both spiritually and practically. And our Garden of Wellbeing was designed by Holly Shimizu. She was a garden consultant to First Lady Barbara Bush, and she also served as the prior director for the National Botanic Garden in Washington, D.C.
Some pretty heavy hitters around here.
Yes, her specialization was medicinal gardens, and our garden is truly a medicinal garden. Joel, perfect timing. We thought we'd find you here. Meet Shelly, the host of Our Adventures of the Palm Beaches. And Shelly, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of master garden designer Joel Crippen to tell you more about our amazing Garden of Wellbeing.
Joel, great to meet you. Everything is beautiful and the herbs smell so good. Please tell us more.
Medicinal plants are the gift of our nature, and these plants have been my fascination for many years. This particular plant is a peanut butter fruit.
Peanut butter?
Yeah, what's amazing about it is it produces an orange fruit that has the texture and the flavor of peanut butter. And it's critical for people who have peanut allergies, but they want to enjoy the taste of peanut butter.
So it's not actually a nut?
No, and it's perfectly safe.
So we can jump in and taste it. All right, Joel, this must be the beautiful butterfly garden. Look at all the flowers.
Yeah, this is full of wonderful pollinators, hummingbirds, bees, butterflies, that all help improve the health and the environment that we live in.
It is very pretty to look at.
It's just more than that, it's a living laboratory. We're affiliated with the University of Florida's Palm Beach County Cooperative Extension Program, and as part of that program, there's done research to help improve agriculture, sustainability, and to improve our world for the future. Here we are at the edible garden.
So this looks like salad, like my lettuce.
Yes.
What is this little ground cover here, Joel?
Here, smell it and try it. Recognize it?
Oh, that's like oregano.
Ah,
Okay, I've cooked
exactly.
with that.
Yeah, you cook with that.
And
Now
what-
try this one. Recognize that?
No idea.
This is fennel.
Wow, that has a really strong smell.
Sort of a licoricey
Yeah.
flavor. They use this a lot in like salads and give it a little zip. So we have many other herbs here that you can see. There's rosemary and there's dill. Here, try this. See if we can guess what that is.
That is mustard.
That is mustard. That's mustard green.
That's a
So that-
spicy mustard.
This is another amazing plant. It's something that you know, but in a different way. Smell that.
It smells lemony.
Yeah, this is lemon basil.
Oh, you can smell both of them, actually.
Yes.
You can smell the
So-
lemon and the basil.
This is called cardoon. And people would think, oh no, that's artichoke. Well, the difference between this and artichoke is you eat the leaves and not the flower head like you do on an artichoke.
All right, so I ate this, you eat that. That's a dare. I can tell we have gotten to the mint because I can smell it.
Yes, Mounts grows a large selection of mints, but it's a drop in the bucket to the 600 varieties that are out there.
Silly me, I thought there was one kind of mint.
Here, try this. See what it tastes like.
Orange.
Orange. This one's a great one. Mints are amazing. It's a chef's delight. Use them in soups, salads.
Chocolate.
Yes, chocolate. Obviously dessert.
Yeah.
Here's another great one.
Pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple, yes.
Who knew?
And also you can use them in beverages. And this one, you might particularly like.
I think you're speaking my language now. That says mojito, by the way.
Yes.
Bring on the rum.
This is the true mojito mint. Most people use spearmint, but this is actually a Cuban mint, and they invented the mojito. It's a milder taste, and it's perfect. Mounts is all about teaching people how to grow in South Florida. And we have,
me.
even you. And we have something very special for you.
Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Joel. This is very ambitious, but I am going to try to grow these. I think after today, my little brown thumbs may be turning green.
Do you like the stories that you see on South Florida Daily? To get more information on these segments, visit southfldaily.com. The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
This is our first stop on our day trip today.
Hi, welcome to Mounts Botanical Garden, Palm Beach County's oldest and only botanical garden. We're a 20-acre botanical garden here in Palm Beach County. We're made up of a bunch of different display gardens, and it's just a great place to visit if you have the time.
Do you change out the plant exhibits?
Oh, we do. We do winter annuals here and summer annuals, so the colors are always changing and different trees are blooming with different seasons.
What should people bring with them when they come to the gardens?
Some basic things, sunglasses, a nice wide brim hat, sunscreen, bug spray in the summer months, maybe some snacks, a water bottle. There is no food on the property, so you need to bring your own food. And just give yourself at least an hour or two to take in all the beauty here.
I heard that when you come here, it feels like you've stepped into the Amazon.
Oh yeah, we're tropical oasis here. We have many tropical plants growing, heliconias, palms, stuff that you could see in the Caribbean or other tropical islands. We also have a nursery in the back where we propagate and grow a lot of the plants you see here on the property. And we also have a vintage thrift store back there too.
What's in there?
Just unique stuff that people donate to us. You never know what kind of treasure you can find in there.
Oh, wow. What's your favorite spot here at Mounts?
My favorite spot here in the garden is the Tropical Shade and Color Island. All these koi fish were rescued from ponds or people's aquariums that they got too big for. So they live out their life here.
How many different species inhabit the butterfly garden?
Many species. We have a lot of nectar plants and host plants that they thrive on. And also visitors like to come here and take photography of the butterflies.
All of that exploring has really worked up my appetite. Let's hop in a ride-sharing service to take us to our next location, Hive Bakery and Cafe. Wow, this is beautiful. What am I about to eat?
This is what we call our sourdough scramble. So it has homemade sourdough bread with a Parmesan basil aioli, scrambled egg, and then it's topped with a little bit of arugula, shaved Parmesan, and local tomatoes.
It looks too pretty to eat. I noticed that Hive is comprised of so many businesses. You can come here and have a day trip all on its own.
We started with Hive Home Gift and Garden. We just wanted to have everything in one place. So we like to say, you know, everything for the well-appointed home. We'd bring in men's, women's, and kids' gifts, and those items would fly off the shelves faster than anything. And so that's really what launched Hive for Him, Hive for Her, and Hive Kids about 5 years ago. And then to round out our campus, we also opened up our bakery and cafe. We're a from-scratch bakery and cafe. The cinnamon morning bun, they use the croissant dough with the cinnamon sugar, and it's probably our best-selling item in the bakery case. And we just wanted a place for our clients that when they're here, they can kind of, like you said, make a day of it at Hive. They can start out in the boutiques and then come have lunch and then end up in the home store.
Let's dig in.
Okay, I've got the buttermilk pancakes.
Oh my gosh, I just tasted a dressing. What is that? That's really good.
It's just a Parmesan balsamic dressing for
yeah, it's got a little
arugula
sweetness.
salad. Many people have asked, how did we come up with the name Hive? Hive is another name for a home. It's got lots of worker bees all working together to build something bigger.
Sarah, thank you so much for your hospitality. The food is delicious. I had fun trying on the clothes, playing dress up over there at Hive for Her. I can't wait to come back.
Well, thank you so much for including us in your day trip.
It's been said that the world simply looks better from a bike. The ability to move at your own speed, with no need for a destination. Fast enough to feel the wind in your hair, but not so fast that you miss those moments that become memories. From this seat, you'll experience the best of the Palm Beaches. Coasting through the city streets, or powering through the dirt and sand. Bring your own bike, or borrow one of ours. Ride with your family, ride with your friends. Just ride in the perfect place. Discover world-class biking at thepalmbeaches.com.
Our friend Frank Licari is back on the town showing off the best that South Florida has to offer.
Growing up in Cuba, Jorge Sanchez fell in love with gardening. When his family moved to South Florida, that hobby turned into a full-time career with a talent that's landed him several prize jobs. Let's get to meet him.
I'm a firm believer on that we're all born with a gift, and it took me quite a while to find it. But one day I realized that I love history, I love architecture, and I love plants. You put it together, and that's landscape architecture.
I was going to say, that's a pretty unique combination of things. Yeah. Where did the inspiration come for where you are today?
As a child, at the beginning of exile, I was forced to do gardening work, which I hated. Slowly, I started playing around with seeds and planting things and seeing the beauty of developing that.
Tell me a little bit about where we stand right now.
This is Pan's garden that was done for the Preservation Foundation of Palm Beach about 25 years ago or so. Basically, it was one of my earlier projects. They bought this property, which were basically two lots. One of them, the north end, was a nasty parking lot, and where we're standing now was a very dilapidated house. First tree that came in is that oak that came in from Central Florida.
It's very fitting that the oak is the centerpiece,
The centerpiece, exactly. We were first looking for an oasis in the middle of town. So we're in the center of town, and you feel as if you're out in the country. This was the first planned, man-made native garden in the southeast. There weren't any others.
You didn't even know that while you were making it?
No, we had no idea.
Wow, so you were creating history while you were doing this.
We created a little bit of history.
Good for you. But this isn't the only place you've created.
We redid Worth Avenue from head to toe, from building to building.
That's a big
number of years.
right?
It was a big one, let me tell you. We unified it by taking the sidewalks and designing them as tabby sidewalks with a design that goes throughout. We did sitting areas every so many feet. We added trees to give a little shade, and we did pocket parks, putting coconut palms up and down the avenue. And Palm Beach is Palm Beach because of the coconut.
Right,
you know.
that makes sense.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
Let's put the pedal to the metal as we hit the road and explore the growing biking community in the Palm Beaches.
It seems like there's just a busload of bikers everywhere. Has biking increased in the area in the last couple of years? Did I miss it?
There's been a huge boom in cycling, and especially around here. I mean, we have a great location for it. You know, 12 months out of the year you can ride outside, so in this area, it's a great spot to ride. And a lot of people are really healthy, active down here. We have big group rides, a lot of different events, triathlons, road racing, and just people trying to get some exercise.
Where are the hot spots for bike riders in Palm Beach County?
Hot spots around here are along the coast. So up and down the beach road, A1A, Palm Beach Island, Jupiter Island. And then off-road, you have Riverbend Park for gravel, and then Jonathan Dickinson and Dyer Park for mountain biking.
You rent the bikes here.
Absolutely,
yes?
yeah.
But you also sell them.
Mm-hmm.
You sell shoes.
We sell shoes.
You sell apparel.
We sell it all.
Yeah, you guys are like a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop for your fitness enthusiasts, for sure.
Like you can get a cruiser or you can get a hot rod, and there's different levels. And in this area, you can kind of do it all, right?
We have the people that just want to get exercise in their neighborhood, to the enthusiast who wants the latest and greatest tech stuff, and they just want to go out there on Sundays and hammer it out with the group rides. And then you have, elite athletes in the area too that are really trying to elevate their game. They're competing on an international level, and we service all of those.
For sure.
So when you buy a bike from us, you get your bike serviced for free for the first year.
Oh, wow.
So, there's added incentives to that. Plus, we assemble the bike, we teach you how to use it, we take you out and you can test ride it around here. So there's more to it than just the bike. Having the experience of our sales team all the way through to our service team, that's something that only a bike shop can deliver.
Right.
And that's why we encourage people to go to your local bike shop, talk with the people that are actually doing it.
Dining in the dark, you eat without your sight. So it's a multi-sensory experience without one of your senses, which means that your other senses are enhanced. And it makes for a really cool, unique culinary experience overall because it takes your meal to a completely different level and you get to enjoy the flavors, the textures, the ambiance way more in a way that you wouldn't have otherwise. Guests, once they come in, they will be provided a blindfold that they'll put on themselves and they'll be guided through a multi-course meal that is curated by the chef of the restaurant that we partner with. Particularly for Sushi Baibu in Fort Lauderdale, they have a sort of disco theme. So it adds on to with the ambiance of having your senses heightened, you're hearing, you are listening to disco music when you first arrive. It's definitely in disco ambiance. So they provide a really cool 12-course omakase experience, and you have an MC kind of guiding you through the experience, making it so that you get to guess after every handful of courses what you might have eaten. We also are partnering with Marigolds by Brad Kilgore in Miami, so in Wynwood, and that is specifically a 3-course menu that is also a mystery menu, and guests get to choose between one of 3 menu options: a meat option, a seafood option, and a vegan option. Back in 2020, Fever, which is the global leading entertainment discovery platform, saw that there was a huge demand and a big trend in discovering new guest experiences, whether that be for, date nights or whether that be for fun big groups. And so we came up with this concept that was called, Dining in the Dark. And it's an amazing experience where you can truly go for any kind of occasion, and we've seen it all.
We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of South Florida Daily on Fox 29 at noon.